I'm now looking at a scenario that I don't know how to solve. So the last couple of months have been probably one of the biggest wake up calls in my life, and I'm sitting here just confused, don't know what to do. I've been trying to find a way to get into school, and that possibility is pretty much dissipated. So the uh, the way I lost my last job, it was so stressful, and people there, because of my output and how hard I was working and stuff like that, they felt threatened by me. So they felt objective to frustrate me, and I end up getting a scuffle at work, and that's pretty much going to sum it up as a discipline dismissal, I guess. Or so uh, I got one more chance with the VA today at 2 o'clock, and I've been trying to ride my bike. I took my cousins out riding. You know, I feel like they kind of suffer from the stagnation of you know sitting around their house during spring break, and I was kind of hoping I would sign up with Lone Star and you know get a little bit more machinist knowledge, maybe learn G code, and get my math up and try to get that edge. But the likelihood of that's going to happen is pretty much no more. So uh, I think you know I like biking, but it keeps my legs from locking up. And but I think the one thing about when you're in this situation is that you start thinking of alternate scenarios. If you're gonna have the weight of your house collapse on you financially and stuff, you start to ponder just letting it all go and running away. And that's one thing that's been going through my head. That and other scenarios. The the fact is that some part of me just doesn't want to return back to the workforce, but I know I need to. But you're sitting in that traffic, and you just want to get out and yell at people's windows, wishing you had a gun and stuff. And one of the things that I'm having a problem with is just this overwhelming confusion. I don't know where to go. You know, the VA told me that their vocal rehabilitation office is open 5 days a week, and I went down there, and there was a note on the window and of the office, and it stated that the building was moved. And I went to an office, and I stood there. I stood there for 30 minutes, just standing there watching people walk past. No one asked who I was or anything, and I went across the hallway and talked to them, and there was some kind of Marine, college thing right there, and they're like, "Oh, you're in the wrong area." So some lady took me to this office, and I quickly found out this man was about to go to a meeting. He's like, this is not for me, and I deal with people with mental problems, and it's like, I think we all got mental problems, but basically he told me in the nicest way possible for me to go fuck myself. So, and I filed for unemployment, hoping maybe that, and it was surprisingly, the unemployment workforce solutions is so much more beneficial, and it set me down more past than the VA had, and all those just suddenly shut at once, all because of an incident where I accidentally hurt someone at work. I had no intention to do it, and now I'm wondering what I'm going to do with myself. I mean, I sent out hundreds of resumes, filled out hundreds of applications, and this city just doesn't want me anymore. It's not for me. One of the things I've been thinking about is Washington State. You know, one thing I realized from my observation is that people tend to do better when around other people that look like them, that talk like them. And Washington, only 4% of the actual population considers itself not white. So that's one of the reasons why I've been thinking about going up there. And plus, there's just more of a liberal culture, and weed's legal there, and I can just, stone out and disappear and not have to worry anymore. And I mean, I still have to worry about room and board, but one of the things I've been considering is just packing up my laptop and a bunch of clothes and living out of my car, at least until it gets to the point where the lender that I financed my car through, finally finds out that I'm in Washington State. It's just one of the things that's been going through my head. It's just maybe I need to run away from all this. When I walk into these facilities, I'm the white guy, and slipping around on that slippery polymer, that water swell shit from my last job. It caused my that pain that made me irritable, and I guess this little Mexican dude fed off of it, and he won. So this is the pain I gotta feel. And one of the things that have been going through my head is maybe it's time for me just to play the end game, finish the book, write the last chapter. I'm almost certain a lot of these places I've been sending my resume to have been doing a background on my last job, and they're probably telling them how I got terminated. So I've put a shit stain on my reputation that's probably gonna haunt me for years to come. And maybe my next move, whatever it'll be, but I just want to let anyone that watches this, family members or whatever, is that I wasn't out to hurt anyone. This is, if it ends, it ends. It's a sad state of affairs that I'm in, but there's nowhere I can go. I've poked every fucking door and walked down every hallway, and I've been to Lone Star 3 times. And every 3 times I was escorted out. It was, oh no, she's going to be here tomorrow. Other ones are like, why haven't you signed up to be a student yet? They don't understand that you gotta pay your bills. So, and I don't have any skill sets. I've been standing behind these machines, my whole life, and I haven't I guess you can say, exercised the mind muscles, and I'm basically sitting here. I guess you can say this is like my manifesto, my creed, my testimony. It ends,